We are breaking into your regularly scheduled program with major breaking news related to the Lorenzen Wright murder case. Another arrest. A second arrest inside of 2 weeks. This time, Lorenzen Wright's ex-wife, Sherra Wright, has been arrested. Fox 13's Zach Crenshaw has been following this story for us all night. He has got the details in our breaking news center. Zach, what can you tell us? What happened this evening and where, more importantly?
Riverside, California. Daryl, we have just learned in the last 15 to 20 minutes that Sherra Wright, the ex-wife of NBA player and Memphis basketball star Lorenzen Wright, was arrested in her Riverside home. This comes after Billy Turner was arrested last week. This is a major development that the district attorney's office and the Memphis Police Department have been working for weeks, months now, trying to lead to this arrest. Of course, many people suspected it when Billy Turner was arrested last Tuesday for first-degree murder. In his indictment, the district attorney says it was premeditated. They would not comment on other suspects, though, because they said the investigation was ongoing. Now we know why, because Sherra Wright was also a suspect. We learned last week, and we have told you as we have continued to follow this investigation, that Sherra Wright and Billy Turner knew each other well. They were friends on Facebook. They attended the same Collierville church, and now it appears that police have enough evidence to connect both Billy Turner, who you see on your screen right there, and Sherra Wright, the ex-wife of Lorenzen Wright. Of course, 7 years ago, Lorenzen Wright was found murdered in Shelby County in woods. There has been controversy and questions surrounding his death from day one. That 911 call that was dropped where we heard gunshots. On that 911 call, it took days before investigators were able to find Lorenzen Wright. 7 years before they made an arrest, which came just last week. We knew more were coming based on what sources were telling us, based on the district attorney and their words at that press conference last week. And now we know it is his ex-wife, Sherra Wright, in the last 20 minutes picked up in her Riverside, California home by U.S. Marshals and the Riverside Police Department. But we are told that a lot of that was coordinated back here from the Memphis Police Department. They have run point on this investigation since day one, and they have been working this from MPD headquarters. This is obviously a huge deal for the city of Memphis, for Deborah Marion, Lorenzen's mother, who has been waiting for arrest, waiting with. We do not know that because her court documents, that indictment is likely still sealed. So we were waiting on that. We are told there may be a press conference tomorrow with more details. Obviously, we saw that after Billy Turner's case, that the district attorney, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, and the Memphis Police Department held that press conference. Now Sherra Wright arrested. Who knows if this will be the last? Daryl?
That's actually a good point, Zach, and that's what I was going to come to you next with the question. You know, when we heard District Attorney General Amy Wyrick last week talking about this case, you heard Mike Rawlings, the police director of the Memphis Police Department, urging all of us in the media to kind of proceed with, maybe caution isn't the right word, but be anticipatory, because they didn't feel, they never told us there was another arrest to come. They did not say that verbatim, Zach, but they alluded that there was much more to this case that they could not reveal at that time. So I don't know if they had to be alluding to the fact that they were anticipating the pickup of Sherra Wright, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And we believe they had this connection for a while now. It was in their back pocket. The big question, of course, we still have, what led them to find that gun back in early November in North Mississippi? That was a huge break for this investigation when they were able to find that murder weapon in the lake. We believe that's what put the wheels in motion after 7 years. I talked to Crime Stoppers director Buddy Chapman. He told me they were waiting on tips for 7 years. A lot of them didn't check out. Of course, we found out last week that Billy Turner's name did surface literally a few months after Lorenzen Wright's initial murder. Of course, there has been suspicion around Sherra Wright's involvement since day one, but no clear connection. And obviously, it's been 7 years. Police have said since day one that Sherra Wright was the last person to see Lorenzen Wright before he went missing for a number of days. Of course, we know that there were other people who saw him alive in those woods before his death. But Sherra Wright was questioned by police. We're waiting on more details to find out, what did she say in previous interviews? What evidence led them to arrest her right now. Did Billy Turner potentially say something in jail that led them to arrest Sherra Wright? What is their connection? Is this potentially, I don't want to speculate, but could this have been a hit that Sherra Wright put out on her husband, assuming she was not there in the woods when Lorenzen Wright was murdered? I mean, these are questions that we're all going to find out. District Attorney Wyrick saying at that last press conference, Daryl, that there is a lot of information that they have that they can't share. She said she knew the public was going to be eager and ready for more details, and tonight we're learning a few more, and of course we're going to be staying on top of this story, pushing it forward, breaking new details, and trying to figure out the connection between Sherra Wright, Billy Turner, who did what 7 years ago when Lorenzen Wright was killed.
Yeah, you're right, Zach. I do think we need to be careful with the conjecture and the speculation. Of course, rumors have swirled rampantly over the internet since 2010. And of course, I think we're supposed to be getting some information from the Riverside Police Department. So Zach, I'll let you go for a second, but stay on standby because we do want to come back to you. But to recap what we're talking about here with the breaking news here at 10:54 now on this Friday night, Sherra Wright, the ex-wife of former NBA star Lorenzen Wright of Memphis, has been arrested, taken into custody by U.S. Marshals in Riverside, California, in relation to the case and the murder of Lorenzen Wright. Of course, this is the second arrest in this case. More details, of course, are to come. Tomorrow, a news conference is going to be scheduled at some point, we're assuming from the DA here, from Amy Wyrick's office, probably with the U.S. Marshals and with Mike Rawlings, with the director of the Memphis Police Department.